Hello. I'm going to let it go for a minute, get a few people in here. I do have something to say. Um, I have been putting my videos on podcasts, and one of my podcasts is called From Echo's Desk. And so I decided I would do a live tonight and say what I need to say and have it go on that podcast. I'm 60 years old. I've lived a lot of life in those 60 years. I've learned some things. I've made mistakes. I've had the ups and the downs, the joys and the sorrows. I named my channel Living My Best Life at 60 because I decided I want to live my best life, whatever that means. Is my life perfect? By no means. Is my life worry-free? Of course not. Do I have struggles and pain and issues to deal with? Just like we all do. My main concern in life right now is that I live my life to satisfy myself, to help myself enjoy however many years I have left here on this planet. Hello, Walter Davis. Hello, Relentless. Hello, Roxanne. Hello, all of you in the background. My name is Echo. Yes, that's my given name. Yes, it's different. I was born in the 60s. My parents were not hippies. They were average Midwesterners who just wanted to name their child something a little bit different. And there's a whole long story that goes with it, but the main thing is that I am a unique individual named Echo, and I am living my best life at 60. I want to read to you something I found on Pinterest the other day. It's called You Know You Are Getting Older When You and Your Teeth Don't Sleep Together. I would add to that, you know you're getting older when you have more than one set of teeth. You try to straighten the wrinkles out in your socks and you discover you weren't wearing any socks. At the breakfast table, you hear snap, crackle, pop, and you're not eating cereal. Walter says, I knew a guy named Fire and another named Life. Echo is a good name. Thank you, Walter. I think it's a good name too. When you wake up looking like your driver's license photo, it takes 2 tries to get up from the couch. When your idea of a night out is sitting on your porch or patio. When happy hour is a chance to take a nap. When you're on vacation and your energy runs out before your money does. When all you want for your birthday is not to be reminded of your age. When you step off of a curb and you look down more than once to make sure the street is still there. Your idea of weightlifting is standing up. It takes longer to rest than it did to get tired. Your address book has mostly names that start with doctor. You sit in a rocking chair and can't get it going. The pharmacist has become your new best friend. The twinkle in your eye is merely a reflection from the sun on your bifocals. It takes twice as long to look half as good. Everything hurts, and what doesn't hurt doesn't work. You look for your glasses for half an hour and to find them on your head the whole time. Hello, quiet listener. Welcome. So those are just a few of the things that I found funny when I was reading. Here's another one. Yes, I am a senior citizen. I'm the life of the party, even if it only lasts till 8 p.m. I'm very good at opening child-proof medicine caps, with a hammer. Hello, my love of crafts. Welcome. I'm smiling all the time because I can't hear a thing you're saying. I'm wrinkled, saggy, lumpy, and that's just my left leg. I'm beginning to realize that aging is not for wimps. Yes, I am a senior citizen, and I think I am having the time of my life. Now, if I could only remember who gave this to me, I wouldn't send it back, and I wouldn't send it to many more, and I would send it up to many more. Exactly. Our time here on earth is short. It's long and it's short at the same time. When I say I'm 60 years old and I've lived a lot of life in those 60 years, I'm not exaggerating. I have. I've done a lot of things. I've had a lot of experiences, both good and bad. But now that I'm 60, you know, I was forced to retire early from a disability, and that's okay. But now that I'm 60, I don't know if I have 10 good years left, 15, 20 might be pushing it. But I do know that whatever time I have left here, I'm going to try to enjoy, and I'm going to live my best life. Whether that means, Walter says, I'm 58 and concur. We can only be blessed with more time, as it's not guaranteed. It really isn't. Nothing is guaranteed in this life. You know, friends that you have today may be gone tomorrow. Loved ones can't even remember the last time you saw them, yet alone spoke to them, even on the telephone. And then you find out someone's passed away. So I've decided I am living my best life. And beginning today, and it is July the 23rd of 2023, I am going to live. I am going to take in every moment, whether it's good or whether it's bad, whether it's happy or sad. Hi, Lisa D, my friend. That's right. Only God knows how much time we get to spend here, my love of crafts. And, you know, going home to be with God and our loved ones that have already passed on and being in heaven, that's not a bad thing. The sad part of it is we have to leave those of our loved ones that are still here on earth, and they have to go on and live their life without us. And that may be a struggle. Maybe not. Maybe we won't be missed at all. I have a feeling my little granddaughter, who's asleep in the other room right now, she will miss her granny when I'm gone. And I know my daughter and son-in-law will miss me as well. Other than that, I don't know. I don't know how people feel about me, but you know what? it doesn't matter. You know, the only thing that matters is this moment I have right now. And I'm going to try to take advantage of this moment and spend it with people that I enjoy and that I want to be around and talk to. And I'm going to try to enjoy every moment. Walter says, I brought a friend to the hospital last week. He's 83, called to check on him today, and they said he's not there. That's not a good thing. He was living in his car by his choice. Lisa D says, my two youngest will, but think they might be it. See, we don't know. We don't know how other people care or feel about us. We really don't. We know how we care and feel about them. I Love a Craft says, you're right. It really does not matter. And yes, spend every moment living. I've had to remember that the last few days. And that's the thing, too, people. You know, I sound like that little girl on TikTok. People, what are you doing? People, what are you doing with your life? But, you know, you have a choice. We all have a choice. We can either spend our time happy and try to uplift other people and be kind to people, or we can spend our days miserable and lock ourselves away and not interact with people and not try to move forward in our lives or move on from our sadness. Phooey on all that. I don't want to be depressed. I don't want to be around depressed people. I don't want to be around negative people. I want people who are in the same boat that I'm in, but yet they're paddling like crazy to get somewhere. They're not just going to sit in the boat and float. So I guess that's really the message of my talk today. Don't just float in your boat. Paddle to the shore or paddle out to sea, but paddle somewhere. Quiet Listener says, speaking of age and sleeping by 8 p.m., time to say goodnight, hun. Never enough time to sleep. God bless, hun, and have an awesome week at Living Your Best Life at 60. Good night, Quiet Listener. Thank you for coming. My Love of Craft says, I feel that way too. I'm going to stay away from all the negative people. Thank you so much. I mean, let's face it. If we wanted to sit and have a pity party, we could do that. I was just talking to my friend Lisa D earlier this afternoon on Messenger, and we kept saying, gosh, you know, we have so much in common. We have this going on and that going on and all those kind of things. You know, we really do have a lot in common. It is a small world. And why not help each other out instead of tearing people down? Walter says, I'm fishing off the back of my boat with the kids. Great. Those are memories that are priceless, Walter. Rantisika said, thank you for your words of wisdom. They're not just my words of wisdom. They're other, you know, I got them off of Pinterest. I should say for copyright for entertainment and educational purposes only. Please don't strike me for copyright for reading something that you put out there on Pinterest, which is a public platform. We really do have a lot in common, Lisa D. And that's why I know that God brought us together, you know, for a reason, so that we could have somebody and say, you know, hey, how'd this go for you? Or what did you do to get ready for this test or that test? Or or whatever. My love of craft says, Walter, those are some core memories those babies will remember for the rest of their lives. I have memories of fishing with my daddy when I was just barely old enough to hold a fishing pole. And I would definitely get the line caught up in the tree. Um, if we were fishing in the boat, I would throw stuff overboard accidentally. If we were fishing off a dock, I would get it tangled up in the dock or the pier. But my dad was patient and he was kind to me. And he always helped me get it untangled and get it back in the water. Lisa D says, my daddy passed, I was 12, but I have memories of us fishing. Walter Davis says, the memory we are making are memories of the night the fish didn't bite. You're right, Love of Crafts. It's still a memory. And Lisa D, I believe that too, Echo. I do. I truly do. Hey, Jeffrey. Welcome. Welcome. I'm just in the mood to chit chat tonight. And I thought that I would go ahead and come live and use this for my podcast. Walter says, I have a big boat near Barnegat Bay, New Jersey. The fishing report said it wasn't good right now. Yep, but still a memory, still memories. I took my granddaughter to get ice cream today, and we went to the store and we bought ice cream. We bought some fruit and a few other items, milk, bread, that kind of thing. And when we got home, she started crying. And I said, honey, what is the matter? She said, ice cream. And I said, well, honey, it's in the kitchen. We just got to go in there and fix it, Then she was all happy and she ran in the kitchen. And I put a little bit of ice cream in a bowl and we sat in the recliner and enjoyed the ice cream together. And just that quick, even though she was with me in the store when we bought the ice cream and knew I had brought it in the house, just that quick she thought it was gone because she didn't see it anymore. She didn't have it in her hand. I don't want to live my life like that anymore, looking for my ice cream and being upset because it's not there. If I want ice cream, by gosh, I'm going to the store. I'm going to get some ice cream. And if I want anything else, I will. I got some cherries too. They were really good. Excuse me. Whew. Let's see. We're just everybody talking to Jeffrey, saying hi, hi, hi. Lisa D says 44 years ago last week, Tuesday. Still miss him. Lisa, I think we will always miss him. My dad's been gone 48 years, and I was 18 when he passed, and I miss him terribly. So much of my life he wasn't there for, and he didn't get to be a part of it. Yes, Jeffrey, your lives are very nice. I think you're doing a great job doing them. Just keep up the good work, Jeffrey. Don't let anybody get you down or say anybody says anything, negative or whatever. Just brush that away and just really concentrate on the positive things in life. Yep, my love of crafts. That's right. I mean, when I first got married, my husband thought I had a few screws loose because I would talk to the ceiling. I always, believed my dad was up in heaven, so that would be up in the sky. And when I was indoors, then I always believed he was, peeking from the ceiling, looking at me. So I would, I would talk to the ceiling. That's right, Jeffrey. We all appreciate your friendship. You are a very nice person. So let me see if there's another one of these silly things to read, y'all. Oh, yeah, I did like this one. The alphabet for seniors will make you laugh. A is for apple and B is for boat. Excuse me. That used to be right, but now it won't float. Age before beauty is what we say, but let's be a bit more realistic instead. The alphabet for seniors. A is for arthritis, B for bad back, C for chest pains, perhaps cardiac. D is for dental decay and decline. E is for eyesight, can't read that top line. F is for fissures and fluid retention. G is for gas, which we'd rather not mention. H is for high blood pressure. I for incisions with scars you can show. J is for joints out of socket won't mend. K is for knees that crack when they bend. L is for lots of love. M is for memory. I forgot what comes next. N is neuralgia in nerves way down low. O is for osteo, bones that don't grow. P is for prescriptions. I have quite a few. Just give me a pill and I'll be good as new. Q is for queasy. It is fatal or few. Is it fatal or flu? R is for reflux. One meal turns to two. S is for sleepless nights, counting my fears. T is for tinnitus, bells in my ears. U is for urinary trouble with flow. V is for vertigo, that's dizzy, you know. W is for worry, now what's going round? X is for x ray, that might be found. Of course, they got to have a little something right over the last part. Y is for another year, I'm left here. Z is for, I don't know what Z is for. I can't read that last part. Oh, well, I'm sorry. Anyway, so I guess I want to say that, age is just a number and you are as old as you feel, but don't take for granted the fact that the years are rushing past. If you need to take time and do things to make life right, do that. Yes, I will, Lisa D. I'll send you one. Um, I thought it was pretty telling. But don't waste time, people. Please, wake up every morning with a positive mindset and hi, always loyal. Just got out of the bath, home from trip, now finally laying down. Hi, girl. So good to see you're on. Yes, I was just in the mood to talk a little bit, and I want to put this on my podcast from Echo's Desk. And so I was just talking a lot about life and love and negativity and positivity. I love you too, always. If we could just wake up in the morning and have one positive thought to start our day, just one, be thankful that you woke up, you know, Look for things to be grateful to God for, and be determined to start your day on a positive note. And even if it takes a while to get up out of that bed and it's hard to get going in the morning, do it anyway. You know, do it anyway. Even if you don't really feel like it, talk yourself into it. You know, more positive things will happen in your day if you get up and get your day going and think about things in a positive light. If you don't, then your day is going to be nothing but negative. Excuse me for yawning so much, y'all. My grandbaby woke me up at about 6:15 this morning, and she took 2 naps, and Granny did not. Yes, there is always something to be thankful for. And the one thing that I think I am going to start doing, there's a lot of people in nursing homes that have no visitors whatsoever. And I think that I am going to start taking my grandbaby and we're going to go and start visiting some people at the nursing home just to give them a little piece of life, let them see somebody cute. And she's so funny right now, the way she talks and carries on. And let her go and just see them. And I think that would, really pick up their spirits. And I think it would help me as well. And I was thinking, for Christmas, I want to see if the nursing home will let me have something I can give them, whether it be a little lotion or chapstick or tissues or, something, just some little token that she and I could fix up and take and let her give them out at Christmas time. I think it's, something really important to learn to give. And it's also important to be thankful for what you do have. And even though I don't have very much, and there's a lot of things that I need and things that I want to spend my money on, I think it would be a great thing to do. And I think it would be something, I could start, maybe have my daughter come along with us. So it could be a tradition that my daughter and my granddaughter could do even long after I'm gone. So I think I will do that. I will try to get with the nursing home and see what I can come up with, what I can do. And I think that would be something we'd have to look forward to, something we could spend time, going out shopping and getting little things that we can give them and then getting them ready and then letting her go out and give them out. I think that would be really sweet and really fun. Hi, Bill. How are you doing? Bill said, I thank God for waking up every day because you aren't promised the next day. Then I'll live it like it might be my last day. So don't forget to tell the ones close to you, I love you. That is so right. Bill, we're not promised anything. Yes, I definitely will make sure I get to the right person and speak to them and make sure, because people might have allergies, or there might be some people that would prefer something specific or whatever. But I really, that's been on my mind here lately, and I really think that's something that I want to do with my granddaughter, and I want to teach her about gratitude and about giving. And I think that would be a really easy way to do it. And right now, she's so sweet. She loves everybody. And the ones, especially people who aren't getting visitors and, maybe don't have family that comes and visits them. Maybe they're missing their, child or their grandchild. And maybe we can fill in those places for some people. Well, thank you, Walter. And always thank you for thinking it's a good idea. I think it is too. And that's one area in my life that I'm going to start working on. The other thing I'm going to start doing is the prepping and the preparedness. I had a realization the other day that I have no idea. Right. A pair of socks would be nice. Exactly. But I had a realization the other day that if there was a natural disaster, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't be prepared. I wouldn't know what to do. I wouldn't have a way to have clean drinking water, or even go to the bathroom if I can't use my own facilities. Um, so I have connected with a couple of people who are doing the preparedness, the prepping, and I will be doing on some of my Thursday night lives will be on that subject. I also looked up today the FEMA disaster plans. That that's the thing too. Like they suggest that you have an evacuation plan, that how you would get out of your city or town by many different directions, because certain roads may be closed, or you may not be able to go a certain way. So anyway, I'm going to be working on that as well. Hey, Rick One Ball, I haven't seen you in forever, man. How are you doing? And Walter Davis says, prepping is pretty big in my life. Canning food is easy and cheap. Right, Walter. I think I met you tonight over in David Lynn's prepper principle. And that's where, and I talked to him on the phone Saturday for a couple of hours, and he gave me a lot of information, a lot of things that I hadn't thought about. So I will be putting together a preparedness kit in the near future. There's even something as simple as boiling water would be difficult if you're not prepared. Just been taking a break from YouTube and relaxing. Okay, Rick One Ball. I knew I hadn't seen you around. I think the last thing I saw was like you and your wife on vacation. I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing good. Rick was one of my first interviews on my channel. Yeah, so I'm definitely going to be purchasing some items that I can put in the preparedness kit. David told me about the little camp stove that's like under $20. Um, and you get cans of Sterno, and then you can also get like the 12-volt kettle or rice cooker that you can plug into a battery operated generator. You can get little portable solar panels that you can use to recharge your generator. Just all kinds of things that you can get that, aren't really real expensive. But yes, Walter says just organizing things that don't require power is an easy first step. And that's true. Getting things that you can have on hand and have ready to go if something was to happen. When I looked at the FEMA information today, I also realized that, we should probably have something in our car in case we're in our car when a disaster strikes, um, and also things that what if we were, um, on vacation and you broke down in your car, for instance, you would need to be able to take care of yourself for, maybe 10, 12 hours until somebody could help you, or even longer. So there's things you could put in the car that you could have ready, to help with that kind of thing. And also, I had a thing, somebody told me about it, and I don't remember where it's at right now, but they say if like your cell phone's going to die, because obviously if you're in a car and you don't have a way to charge your phone, if your car isn't working properly, or, if it just ran out of juice. But before it completely dies, they say go in and change your voicemail message, your outgoing message, and have it say, I'm broke down, I'm stranded at exit, blah, 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 or mile marker, blah, blah, blah. And that way, anybody, once you've been gone long enough that somebody starts missing you, then when they call your phone, they'll get your voicemail, whether your phone is dead or not, and it'll give them the information that they can, use to come and find you. Walter says Walmart has a solar crank radio flashlight that can charge a phone for about $60. That gets you your communication and a light. Yes, Walter, that's an excellent, excellent point. And you have to think outside the box. You have to think about exactly, what if you don't have power? What if you don't have running water or safe water to drink? Yeah. Solar is the way to go. I mean, the sunlight's free, you know? So we can do a lot with solar. That's why when he said about the portable solar panels, when I looked at the end of those too, there's actually ones you can put like inside your window of your house, and and the sun, it doesn't have to like actually be outside. It can be inside the window of your house, and the sun will still, um, the solar power will still be there, and you'll be able to use that. Excuse me. And that's why he was telling me also, if you get the generator, you can use it, um, to, if you get you like a kettle that runs on 12-volt and a rice cooker that runs on 12-volt. Just between a kettle and a rice cooker type thing, you can cook several different things. Um, even just to be able to boil the water would be a blessing. Walter says, I keep mine on the dashboard of my truck. It's always fully charged. That's an excellent idea. And one of the FEMA things said, like you should always have a full tank of gas, because you never know when something's going to happen, and you don't want to be sitting on empty, and then the gas station you're not able to pump gas, so your car is basically useless. So try not to let your tank, go down to empty. Try to keep a tank of gas. One thing David told me to do also was to get some have some cash on hand, have some dollar bills and some rolls of quarters, things like that you might be able to use, but they might have the system might be down. They won't take a debit card. I'm a debit card person. I never have cash. I always only use my debit card, but not anymore. I'm going to start now where every month when I get my check, I'm going to go and withdraw some cash and have that in my house. That doesn't mean come and rob me. It won't be a lot of cash, but it'll be enough if something was to happen and I couldn't use my debit card, I would have cash to fall back on. That's something I hadn't thought about. David did tonight on his program about the portable shower and portable toilet, how to make yourself a portable toilet. So I will be getting both those items as well, because that's one thing I can't do it in the, in the woods or whatever. That's not going to happen. And I can only go so many days without having the ability to take a shower. So I definitely will be, and like David said, get two of those shower things so you have a backup. But I really seriously think I'm going to make a kit for my car, and for if something was to happen when I'm out on the road, and then also do the kit for at the house. And of course, I want to have a first aid kit in there. I want to have, dry matches and um, candles and, just things like that. Jackery Explorer 1000 for $12.98, solar charger, multiple. Right. Well, some things are more expensive and some things are less expensive. And of course, if I can't afford to do it, I won't be able to do it. But even if I took, a little bit of money each month and set it aside to use to buy my prepping things. And I think that's what David was trying to get across too. When he shops, he automatically will go and buy, things that he wants to have on hand for his prepping, and whether he uses it in the meantime or he has it when he needs it, if there was a natural disaster or something like that, then at least he knows that he's budgeting. And he said you could basically feed yourself for about $40 a week. And that's like having coffee and oatmeal for breakfast, having like a ramen bowl for lunch, and then maybe having can of tuna or can of chicken or something like that with some saltine crackers for dinner. Different things like that you can do, and you could actually eat pretty well and still do it. Let's see, David or Walter says, have you figured if you staying home or taking off if things go wrong? If you're in a safe place, plan on staying there and plan on no power. If you think you need to leave, go heavy on camping. Oh, okay. And Always Loyal says, our Virginia home, it's got all our prepping survival items, renting this home, and we will go there. Well, see, that's the thing I don't know, Walter. Um, I thought about, buying a tent to have shelter, but David said that, isn't really going to be durable and long lasting. And so I said, well, I could, I guess, sleep in my car. Um, but I would try to stay where I'm at unless it was just totally unlivable where I couldn't do it. But if it was, I could stay out of the elements and be able to do it, then I think I would stay in my home. I live about 20 minutes, about 20 miles from where my daughter lives. So I guess it would depend too on that, on whether or not if it would be safer to try to get to her or for her to try to come to where I'm at. I'm not really sure how that would work out. But I do like the idea of having the camp stove to be able to, I am in a very small town. We have one stoplight, but I'm close to what few businesses there are in our town. I live in an apartment. So I guess my thing about not taking things for granted and living each day, the best that you can. It also kind of uh, ties right in with the prepping thing because you want to be able to take care of yourself if something was to happen. Walter says, how are your neighbors? Good people or not so good? Um, my neighbor that lives behind me, we both moved in at the same time. We've both been here going on, this will be our 6th year. Hey, Miss Barbara. So I feel like she and I would help each other out. I am um, casually acquainted with some of the other neighbors in my building. Um, Not to the point that, I know names and things like that, but I mean, I see them. There's a gentleman who lives upstairs, right above me, and I'm, cordial with him. So I feel like, you know, I could deal with that. Always Loyal says, girl, if you can drive to our home, we got plenty of room for you, as it's a 6 bedroom, 4.5 bathroom, 3760 square foot, 2 story. Wow, come on. Hey, if it's that bad always, I would definitely try to get to you. I don't know. I would pack up my family and we would come. But I'm just saying, being a woman by myself, I don't know why. I don't know why I never thought about this stuff. And then all of a sudden, I'm meeting new people, going to different channels and meeting, people from all different walks of life. And um, all of a sudden I realized, oh my gosh, what if something happens? What am I going to do? I don't want to be sitting here saying, gee, it would have been nice if I would have been a little bit more prepared for this. And if I had known a little bit more what to do, and even just like the making the portable toilet out of a plastic toilet seat and a 5 gallon bucket and some trash bags. I mean, when David told me that, I was like, you know, I would have probably tried to use a trash can and I probably would be knocking myself over when I tried to use it. But I would have done something, um, to make it work out. And then we were talking about, I was saying, I'd have to get like canned dog food for my dog because you keep too much of the dry food around, it'll bring bugs and mice and stuff. And he told me, get a 5 gallon bucket of beans and a 5 gallon bucket of rice. And he said, you can actually feed your dog beans and rice if you have to, which that made a very good sense. Yes, peanut butter was an excellent idea for protein. And I hadn't thought about shelf stable milk. But you're right, that's a good thing too. Let me add that to my list, Lisa. I don't drink coffee. I can do a little bit on tea, but I don't do much coffee. But he did say even like to get the little drink packets for the to flavor your water also. But I'm going to write that down. We're such a society of convenience that, David and I were talking about that, how our parents, even just our parents' generation, had gardens and canned food. And my parents would buy like half a cow at a time and put it in the freezer and buy a bunch of chicken and all that. And, we always had, because we lived up in Indiana and we would have blizzards and snowstorms. And so we might not have fresh milk or eggs or bread. My mom could make homemade bread, but, you know, even if we didn't have those things, we had plenty of meat and vegetables to eat. And she even made like her own spaghetti sauce and she made stewed tomatoes and I mean, just all kinds of things. And nowadays, go to the grocery store, buy what you want. people aren't as much into canning things as they used to be. But I want to learn how to can and what to can and what you can, a lot of the stuff that you can is already pre-cooked. And then I know I've watched the budget prepper lady, and she does um, freeze dried stuff in canning jars, and then all she has to do is add the boiling water to it and stir it up, and she's got a meal. So that's an idea too. And I'm sure there's a lot more food out there available that is shelf stable. I just have never looked at it, never thought about it. Um, and then, like David was saying, get the little takeout silverware packet with the napkin and the salt and pepper in there. And then that way, you don't have to worry about silverware. And he said he makes his coffee, his oatmeal, all that kind of stuff. He makes them in um, styrofoam cups, and that way he doesn't have to have dishes. And he, okay, what's it called? Off the Grid with Doug and Stacy. Okay. Whoops. Off the Grid with Stacy. See, that's how I'm going to learn all about this, is by talking to people, because everybody knows a little something about something, you know, and I'm not too proud to say that I'm not well educated when it comes to this kind of stuff. But I really think with a little bit of information, a little bit of research, I can get things started. And at least if something was to happen, anything I have on hand is more than I would have had on hand if I hadn't ever started doing it. So I think that's going to be really good. And I think it's a good idea for me to help other people in my same kind of situation see that they can do it without it costing an arm and a leg. Okay. My cousin and his wife live off the grid. They have the solar panels and garden really nice setup. Oh, cool. And Walter says, plan on not leaving your home. Make new friends if needed and form a group of neighbors to look after each other. That is an excellent suggestion. I think we need like a neighborhood, even like a neighborhood watch. I need to get to know my neighbors and put together like a neighborhood watch. That's a very good idea too. Walter, thank you for giving me that information. Right, because if something happened here in the apartment complex, and say some of our apartments are damaged but not all of them, you know, we could take each other in, or try to, at least give people, some shelter from the weather, a garden community. Wouldn't that be cool if we have some land around here? I wonder if the owners would allow us to put in a garden. I guess that's something I could ask my landlord, huh? Okay. Walter says, I camp out a lot in the summer and sleep on the ground. It's not that great. Coyotes run through the farm and I scare them off before they go after the sheep. Ooh. Always Loyal says, if everyone chipped in, yeah, that would be great. My love of classes, does your area have a neighborhood? Mine does. It's everyone around us that joined. It's really nice to know what's going on in your town. Oh, the neighborhood app. Okay, I'll find out about that. Gotcha. That's excellent. Excellent idea. Miss Barbara says, I take one day at a time. Prepping is good, but trusting my faith and the skills I've acquired is all I need to survive. Walter says, if you can cook, you got a place in the group, or watch children, or clean a cut and bandage it up. Everyone has value, right? Um, well, Miss Barbara, I have a lot of faith too, but I don't know that I have the right skills to survive, and I definitely don't want to be caught off guard and caught not prepared. So I'm not going to build a underground bunker type thing, but I am going to try to put together a preparedness kit. And so I would be prepared, and I will try to get my neighbors um, to be on board with us having some sort of neighborhood watch as well. These are all really great ideas, everyone. And I thank you for coming, for participating in my conversation, and giving me some good ideas and good advice. This is going to make an excellent podcast. I know I do a lot of lives with videos and, where I put together pictures and things like that. But for the podcast, it really doesn't need to be anything more than just us talking. So I'm going to start trying to do some interviews. Miss Barbara, you're still on my list. I still want to interview you. Miss Barbara is a writer and an author. Okay. Miss Barbara says, when we are weak, we are strong. My love of craft says, it's been a great conversation again. Thank you. Well, thank you so much for coming. Walter says, look into a women's auxiliary. They are around pretty together people. Oh, okay. A women's auxiliary. Okay. Another great idea. Um, but like I was saying, I'm going to start doing some lives about the prepping and, my progress and what I'm doing with that. I'll also be having the lives talking about, visiting the nursing homes. And I'm going to try to, just see what I can do about starting a neighborhood watch type thing in my apartment complex. And all of that I will share with you as I go along. And I will be doing it for the podcast and for my YouTube channel. And I also have a Facebook group. It's called Living My Best Life at 60. I'm also co-host on Living My Real Life Happens channel. We do bingos on Sunday afternoon at 4 o'clock. And we also have a Facebook group for that channel. And that is called it's called Life Happens Coffee Shop on Facebook. So if anybody is interested in any of those things, I'll put them in the description for this live. And if anybody has any more ideas on the prepping and getting a neighborhood watch going in my apartment complex, please feel free to leave me a comment or reach out to me by email. My email is in the About section of my channel. And I've been on for a little over an hour, so I am going to go ahead and wrap this up. I appreciate each and every one of you for coming and for giving me your time and attention and for actually having a conversation with me and giving me all these tips and great advice and ideas. So until I see you again, I hope you will be blessed. And everyone have a great rest of your Sunday. And I hope you have a